LGNDLINE Pod. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir. LGNDLINE Pod. Today I'm here with my guy, Derek at EAB.
Yes, sir.
Just to kind of introduce you to the LGNDLINE viewers, I want you to get into your backstory. So, start off telling the viewers where you were raised, what that upbringing looked like, and we'll just kind of go from there.
All right, everybody. So I was born in Stone Mountain, Georgia. That's about 30 minutes east of Atlanta. Outside the city limits, we're probably like 30 minutes outside the city limits. Stone Mountain is a melting pot. A great city. You have a melting pot, so you have a mixture of different types of families. So you have your scholars, you have your kids who migrate to the streets, and you have your athletes. But it's not subject to just one type of stereotype like the hoods of Atlanta. We're not known for any one thing. We're a suburban. It's a suburb, but it's urban. I would say that.
Got you. So that socioeconomic status, you would say, it's like a mix of everything,
Definitely.
It's the best of both worlds. It's a little mix of, folks with some wealth, who got a little taste of money, and other folks who, like you said, maybe struggling, maybe some Section 8 living.
Yeah.
For sure. And so what was your the household that you grew up in? What did that look like? 2-parent household, 1 parent? Talk about it.
2-parent household. I would say it's a melting pot in that too. My mother is from Jamaica. Okay. My father was born in Germany, but he grew up in Columbus, Georgia. So he comes from a military background, and my mother, her and her family migrated to Columbia, Maryland, and she moved to Georgia for her education. So growing up, my father was the disciplinary. My mother was the nurturer. But my father kept things structured, and my mom kept things fun and, bubbly, I would say.
Okay. And so brothers and sisters, any siblings?
Older sister, shout out to you, Jazz, and a younger brother, shout out to Jaden.
For sure. Yeah. Shout out little bro, birthday just passed.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday, bro.
Most definitely.
Definitely. That's a sharp cat right there. Jaden, he's sharp. My sister, she's on her grind too. Jaden Sharp. That's a big little brother.
No, I got the pleasure of knowing my guy Jaden.
Yeah, for sure.
He's on his shit for a young guy.
For sure.
His shit, most definitely. Yeah. Shout out Jaden.
For sure.
But okay, so what was the school like for you? Like, were you a good kid, bad kid? Were you getting in trouble? Were you on the studies? Talk about it.
Education wise, I would say, okay, so I'm gonna break it down like elementary, middle, and high school. But to be honest, I was kind of the same throughout my whole education, throughout the whole education system, I was pretty much the same. You know what I'm saying? I would start off with A's, B's, and then the second semester I would get comfortable. See, school for me was like an escape. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like fun. I wasn't focused on the things I should have been focused on. That could have been a result of what was going on at home, or that could have been a result of my what I was focused on outside of, hip hop and other influences that kind of, deterred me from my education. I didn't want to be a scholar. I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to be all these other things. So you can see where the other things outside of the household had a play on what I was into. You feel me? So my mom and dad kept me on, like, they kept me at the table. You was going to study until you understood. But I was very rebellious and like, man, like I can read this. I can ace this. It shows in those first 2 progress reports. But Derek, why, like, what's up with you? Why don't you have an interest for this? And that led me into other things like music and, stuff like that.
So like you said, I want to circle back to something you said. You said you were a rapper.
Yeah.
And so I seen the little videos of you in the living room doing it up. Talk about it. How did you get into rapping? what age did you start rapping? When did you record the first song? Do you know you remember your first bars you dropped? First verse?
That's a great question, John. Hey, look, so first of all, if y'all want to go watch these videos, I believe they're still on YouTube. Now, I was recording Watkins Family Production, and y'all will get to see my personality as y'all probably never seen this. Y'all can't, are you seeing? Yeah, so you get to see my personality as a kid, and then my progression in my the music field. So I was a rapper, but I was more of a producer. My dad bought me FL Studio during my middle school years, and that kind of, I wanted to be a producer, and that honestly, that birthed the Eager and Blessed. That birthed Eager and Blessed. Eager and Blessed was originally like a music group that I formed with my cousins and my little brother Jaden. Shout out to Justin and Christian. We were, EAB originally was East Atlanta boys. But I'm not from East Atlanta. Like, I'm from Stone Mountain. You know, that's the east side, but it's not East Atlanta. So I don't like, false claiming or faking or flogging. So I was like, bruh, Christian, you could say that because you grew up in the city limits. We didn't grow up like that. So let's change it to East Side Warriors, which you previously said sound like a basketball team. But, we eventually it birthed Eager and Blessed, essentially. Play on the acronym EAB. East Atlanta Boys became Eager and Blessed.
Most definitely. So started off as a producer / rapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And so just to fast forward back to the school, did you graduate middle school or high school?
Most definitely. That's not even a question coming from our background, I would say. You know what I'm saying? I definitely graduated middle school, high school, even went on to college, and that's where I would say found myself. That college didn't go so far. I dropped out of college.
Talk about it. How many semesters, how many years did you do in school?
Only did one semester, bro. And I probably would have actually, I did one semester. Then I kind of migrated back to school after some things happened. So I probably went back for another semester, like with my friends. Okay, so I went to school 2015. I would have graduated in 2019. So if I stayed on track, I probably would have been in my second semester of sophomore year. That's when I kind of went back. At that time, I knew it wasn't for me because I did the same exact thing. So I had to be real with myself and real with my parents. Again, because I'm paying for school out of pocket now. So let me stop wasting my time. Let me stop wasting my funds, and let me find myself and figure this life thing out as far as finances and what I'm going to invest my time into. So,
got you. So what college or university did you go to and what'd you major in?
Kennesaw State University, and I majored in mechanical engineering. I'm going to give you a backstory on that. Tough. Well, what? First of all, growing up, I always had big dreams. So, but I had big dreams, but I didn't have, I wouldn't say I didn't have what it took to acquire these things, like these $1 million houses and cars, but I wanted to get it a different way, right? So I wanted to get it through the music and stuff, and that, like I said, it progressed to something else, entrepreneurial adventure, but I was kind of focused on the wrong things.
Okay. And so you did a semester in school. Mm-hmm. So what led you to dropping out? Was school not for you? School work too hard? What was the deal?
So I think
too many women.
Nah, the women, they were there. But that didn't cause me to crash out. What caused me to crash out was my mental. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I came from a structured background. I think at times it was a little too structured. But as I progress into an adult and I have kids now, I have a child. He's young. I see the mental and why I was kind of sheltered. You feel me? Not being allowed to go to these house parties and get a taste of a certain lifestyle. And then it also could have had something to do with my personality. But when I got to school, I basically went wild. You know what I'm saying? Partying, not governing myself like a responsible young man. Like, I had to bump my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one who was hard headed. I had to bump my head to learn all my lessons, most of my lessons.
For sure. So you just went to school and wilded out.
Wilded out, man. I'm talking about partying, not even, staying on my campus. I was at the Marietta campus at Kennesaw State University. That's the campus where all the engineers, architects, those type of majors were. On the main campus, you had everything else, business major, all that other stuff. But I was more concerned about being with my friends than focusing on my future. But I'm not complaining because that led me to something greater. When I dropped out, I went back home. I had to get, my dad was not letting, something my dad did that was good that I couldn't appreciate up front was making me pay rent to live home. You know what I'm saying? While in college, I did experience some medical issue. But that was an excuse for my grades, and I had to be real with my parents and let them know that. You know what I'm saying? Pops, I know. So, okay, I'm talking a lot, but okay. So while in school, on the way to a pre-calculus test, I get off the bus. Shout out to my boy Lionel. I get off the bus with my friend Lionel. We part ways. He's going to his dorm. I'm beelining to a pre-calculus test that I need to. The class started at 8:30. I got off the bus at 8 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So I'm headed there. All of a sudden, as I'm walking. It's probably wintertime. Definitely approaching winter because this was like what are those tests called? It's been so long since I've been in school. Your final exam. So final exams happen at the end of the semester. This is first semester of school. So I'm on the way to this pre-calculus test. It's cold. My ear does this crazy shit, bro. It pops like, pop, and I can't hear out of my ear. Now, this tells you how irresponsible I was. This was happening like weeks prior. My ear was popping. And I would get dizzy, bro. I would get dizzy, but I would just disregard it because I'm having fun, I'm smoking my little weed. I'm thinking like, bro, I'm just so high right now. You know what I'm saying? But as I walk into this pre-calculus test, the ear pops, bro, and the hearing doesn't come back. So as I'm taking more steps, I'm like, oh, no, this shit is getting a little different. I'm dizzy, but anybody who has vertigo out there can relate to this. The world is spinning, bro. So the world is spinning. I ended up collapsing on the floor. There's nobody around. Like I said, my friend Lionel, he went to his dorm. It's super duper early. Nobody is up on campus. But by the grace of God, it was this one lady on campus. It's a Hispanic lady. She did not speak English. She came to my aid. I gave her my cell phone. She called the paramedics. You know what I'm saying? And then that began a tribulation in my life that I could have never imagined. And this is what kind of built some real deal character about myself. Like, nigga had to go through some shit. So
got you. So you sound like this.
That was a lot.
It was. But it sounded like this medical issue. It sounded like it was a defining moment.
Definitely, John.
And so what was that next step? How did you transition to the next move? After dropping out of school, you back home. After getting out of the nest egg, you right back in it. So
yeah,
how'd you kind of maneuver?
So I definitely had to find myself. It took some time, bro, to find myself. But being back home, like I said, my father, he was the structure I needed. You know what I'm saying? So by him making me pay rent, and I still was keeping up a weed habit. You know what I'm saying? I'm still smoking weed. So I had to keep up that habit. So I had to keep some income. I also had to pay rent. I also have bills to pay. I'm paying off my school for that one semester. I think I had to pay off like $5,000. So I had to get a big boy job, I would say. I landed a full-time job. I still maintain that job to this day. And you know, but aside from the finances, the real challenging part was finding myself in terms of working through depression, which came with losing your ear. So losing your hearing, losing any of your senses is wild, bro. Having to adapt. If you lose an eye, now I can't even see that half of the room. I have to literally turn my head. So mentally, not being able to hear knocked off like a bit of my confidence. So I had to gain my confidence back. I had to undergo like therapy, all types of stuff. And I really am thankful for that, because that kind of, like I said, that built in my character, and that kind of led me to greater things like my brand, Eager and Blessed. Now, when I landed that job,
go ahead.
Oh, while I landed that job, bro, like being in corporate America and really sitting back and watching how things are ran, knowing that in the real world, okay, if I wasn't blessed with my parents letting me stay at home, making $40,000 is not enough to sustain my lifestyle. Even after letting go of smoking, weed, and all these, like, that weed habit was crazy. I was spending a lot of money on that. So even letting go of the weed habit, just think about it, bro. $40,000 a year. If you're living on your own, bro, you have rent, you have car notes, you have phone bills, you have all these things. So even though I was staying with my parents and stacking up a lot of money, I'm always thinking ahead, bro. Like I said, when I was a kid, I'm looking at mansions. My mom used to take me. I used to ask my mom, can you drive me to these mansions that I saw? I want to go look. I want to go walk through these houses. So my mom, my uncle, they used to drive the whole family. Derek wants to go look at houses. We used to walk through houses, mansions in Logansville as they're being constructed. And I'm like, yo, mom, one day I'm going to get this house. So that's the type of thinking a young nigga is having. But so jumping back to me with the job, I'm like, ain't no way I'm finna get that working here. So that, that birthed different things and led me to trying different things to obtain that. So
most definitely, yeah. Something I like to say is that, in life you're going to work hard. It's either going to be for yourself or somebody else, and the sooner that you understand that principle, that, hey, I'm going to get out here, I'm going to foot on the gas, smash, and I'm going to go hard for myself, better off you are. So now you spot on. And I say you definitely made the right decision, I believe. But just to kind of go back and circle back to something you said, when you talked about, smoking the weed in college. Was that a habit you picked up in college?
Definitely. I never smoked weed a day before school.
For sure. And then you said after the that medical issue, you said you were suffering from depression. You think that weed and the weed had anything to do with the depression, or think it was any links to that, or how did it impact you?
I think
any correlation, or
John, I honestly never thought of that. That's a good question. I'm pretty sure it did, bro. Like chemically, like, cause doing it every day, you know what I'm saying? Even when I somewhat kind of got over my hearing, I was still smoking weed. So that habit, like detoxing from that, was hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, for anybody who's watching this who hasn't smoked weed, like kids, young kids, I would say don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even try that shit, because weed is, like, people say it's not addictive, but it's addictive, bro. And it's a cool addiction. It's not like crack or anything like that, but it's something like eating a burger every day.
It's accepted.
Yeah, it's accepted. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could eat a cheeseburger every day, but you shouldn't. You feel me? But it's a little bit different, So
no, most definitely. And so again, when you stop the weed, like smoking, are you still no?
I stopped about like probably like 2-3 years ago. So my son was born in time. What is it? It's 2023. He was born in 21, I think. Wait, December. Yeah, he was born in 21. Yeah, he was born in 21. So I stopped like late 20. Yeah, so it's probably been like 2.5 years.
Couple years.
Yeah,
Got you. Definitely. And so again, after you made that move, you transitioned from college. You know, you had the medical issue. You went off to the full-time job.
Yeah.
And so, you know, what has that been looking like? And, you know, how did you get into, you know, today's position?
So I have to take my hat off to my upbringing, my family. Big shouts out to my mom and my dad's side. Really, it's a family full of hustlers. My grandma is she's a shark. Like, she's a fucking like an animal, bruh. You know what I'm saying? She's a big boss. You feel me? That's my dad's mom, Julia. Shout out to Julia Watkins. But see how my dad grew up. His father was in the military. I think he passed away when my pops was like 15. But from what I understand, he was a hustler too. Him and my grandma would sell jewelry. They would sell clothes. They would sell a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? My grandma, first of all, my grandma is like a certified nurse. She was a school teacher. And my dad was like high ranking in the military. My dad's dad was high ranking. So you see what I'm saying? Like, these people, my heritage is hard workers. On my mom's side, Jamaica, they own restaurants. They're good with entrepreneurial stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
it's in your blood.
It's in my blood. And it's a big blessing, because if I don't know if I was born into this, or if I didn't see it, I don't know if I would have had the aspirations to go for it. I mean, it's a lot of inspiration on YouTube nowadays, but seeing it firsthand, you know, touching the money, it's a little bit like, oh, I could do this. You feel me? So to get into how I got into this, my father, he owns his own business. My mom works full time. She's great with relationships. I kind of merged them two together, and I was like, man, I'm gonna start my own, because I went through a tough time. Like, while I was fighting depression, I was trying to help my dad elevate his business. But me, once I get fully invested in something, I'm like, and I've learned to kind of be patient with the process. I used to get head over heels. So I know the potential. I can see exponential growth. I can see the numbers. I can see how much we're making. I can see I can see it. You know what I'm saying? I could die tomorrow, baby. Let's get it. Like, what are we doing? Like, we're playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to have land, baby. I'm trying to enjoy life. I'm trying to tap into my spiritual self. And I used to feel like to do that, you have to have enough money to focus on yourself, but that's not the case no more. Now that I'm a little bit older, you know what I'm saying? My dad had to humble me, you know what I'm saying? And like, nigga, sit back, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I've been doing this for 20 years. I know what I can do, but like, I had to understand, like, he was on some shit like, I'm comfortable with this lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how much stress it takes to actually build a business being a 50-year-old. Somebody might not want that. You know what I'm saying? He could have, I really don't know what he got. You feel me? I think I know, but do I know what he got? You know what I'm saying? So
that's very true. Sit
tight. And, but that situation kind of led me to shit. I'm going to do my own thing. And it was two W's. It was two L's that turned into a W, because I had to take a back seat, and you know what I'm saying, I was angry. But it led me to Eager and Blessed, which is, I feel like, gonna be profitable. And maybe I could circle around when my dad wants to retire and go back to that business too, and then really turn up. That's my plan. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. And so I know you started off as, you know, producer / rapper. Mm-hmm. You say EAB, Eager and Blessed, started off as a music group, but you know, now you're in clothing. How did your pops influence that switch?
So like I said, my pops had the apparel business. He services for fraternities and sororities for the Divine Nine. So Delta Sigma Theta Omega, all of those, my dad services that. We do in-house embroidery. So seeing him do this, and I was eager to learn it, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, let me go help my pops out. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what this is about. As a young kid growing up, I was working at these conventions. I touched the money. My grandma used to let me count the money. I'm like, God dang. You know what I'm saying? So as I got older, and I'm like, damn, let me help my pops. You know what I'm saying? We can grow this together. He can trust me. I'm not shiesty. I put all the money in the box. I ain't slipping it in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want this. So you ain't even got to pay me right now. But because he has the access to vendors and stuff like that, that led me to the clothes. And Eager and Bless, Eager and Bless, in itself, those words grouped together stands for a lot. So I didn't want to tell my story through music anymore because I don't like hip hop right now. It's a lot of violence, and I feel like I would be grouped in the like conscious rappers. Ain't no conscious rap. It's just good music with substance. You know, everybody want to listen to Slide on Your Ops and all that, which is cool. I'm not saying I don't listen to it from time to time, but I don't even want to be in the same room as these guys. You know what I'm saying? I could be around them. I have some associates, friends who really live that lifestyle, but it's not fun to be around. It's shit dangerous as hell. So and my dad used to tell me like, son, you don't need to be in the hood. Like you not like that, bro. So you get around these dudes, they're going to put you in situations where you got to prove yourself. You're going to have to smoke. You're going to have to drink. And if you're not with the shits, you're not one of them. So, needless to say, that led me to my purpose of promoting to being eager and blessed, to being eager to do something positive, not just being eager to do something crazy, but being eager and blessed. And what that means is eager to live and blessed with life. So every day you wake up, you're blessed with the opportunity to live, but being eager to live goes past just surviving, just breathing, just waking up. Like, what are you really eager to do? Like, what is that godly voice in your mind telling you, like, bro, you know you can do this, or if you stop doing this, you could do this. That's what we on. So it's like, and we listening to that voice, and we're eager to do what that voice is saying. And for me, that's, you know, being a good father, being a good boyfriend, future husband, being a good son, friend, and like business owner. So
most definitely. And so fatherhood, talked about, you know, you had that kid at the end of 2021, December. Talk about it.
Man, that was I would say that was the challenge I needed, bro. Like, that shit made me grow up immediately. You know what I'm saying? I made that decision of, okay, I'm going to stand on this, and we're going through with this. You know, losing my hearing was a good one, but this one even better, because it's no area for, I mean, of course I'm going to make mistakes, but it's no area for a lack of effort. You know what I'm saying? This is a kid. This is a human being. It's your kid. So I was always very strict with my finances, making sure savings, all that type of stuff. But now it's elevated because not like it or not, but my kid isn't the only one I'm responsible for. I feel like I'm responsible for his mother too. So it's like, to making sure we're on the same page, having to grow, having to, like I told you before the interview, like people skills, learning, working through hard times, not bitching up and running every time. Cause I was a track star before that. You know what I'm saying? A female get on my nerve, like, you're cut off. You know what I'm saying? But now it's more so like, let's work through this. You know what I'm saying? We have something, and I've been having relationships with this young lady since like high school. So our ties is deeper than just, you know, you making a baby. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? We was on and off, but it's kind of like, let's stand on it. So even being a father and working through with your significant other, it's a lot in that too. And that kind of, You know what I'm saying? It feels good to have to work for something else other than yourself, though. Many people, like, honestly, I would suggest you not let that be your wake up call for all the aspiring entrepreneurs or just anybody, period. Just listen to that voice and you gonna end up where you end up. You know what I'm saying? But for me, like I said, I had to bump my head to really find myself, but that was fire. It helped so much because a lot of the shit that I was dealing with that I thought was a big problem is not a big problem no more. Like, now I'm focused on other shit. Now it feels good to have to get over like your fears and shit and grow a little bit more. You feel me? So.
Most definitely. And so, you know, you talked about you've been in that relationship with the mother of your child, you know, since high school. How important is it, you know, just to, you know, not, you know, make that child and leave them out to dry?
Yeah.
How important is it to, you know, stay in a relationship, support the mother, take care of the mother, and just kind of be there, you know, throughout that whole process?
I'm blessed. I'm very blessed because we have a certain level of respect for each other, me and my child's mother, to where, like, we have hard times, bro, but we gonna work through it. And I think that comes from our family background too, the training I got from my mom and dad, and even her mom and dad, the good and the bad that we seen. But look, man, if you're not in that situation, don't go putting your penises in girls because the feeling, that's the dumbest shit you can do. Okay. Because what's supposed to naturally happen is a baby supposed to come out. Animals in the wild don't fuck for the fuck of it. Once they nut, they're going to have a baby. Okay. Humans, they know that. We just dumb sometimes, or we go for the feelings. That is low level thinking. So, and for the other guys who got a baby mama and y'all not together, I pray for you, but I would just say, do what you got to do. Stack that money. If she wilding like crazy, stack your bread, get your shit together so you can get full custody. If she going stupid crazy, like neglecting you from seeing, I've heard stories. But the best thing you can do is play bitch. Play bitch. Do whatever you got to do to see your child, nigga. Don't try to get in her pants. Don't try to do nothing extra. Don't try to do nothing nice. Be strict. Your child is the prize. You know what I'm saying? Even if I can't speak, I'm not in that situation, but I hear shit. Talk to people directly. Do what you got to do to make sure your child is all right, whatever that is. If mama got a crazy boyfriend, your baby mama got a crazy boyfriend, you don't want your child around that boyfriend, nigga, creep, spy, do whatever you got to do. Cause I'm with all that. You know what I'm saying? If I was in that situation, you know what I'm saying? It's my child, dog. It's your creation. Let me stop talking about that. Go crazy, but that's your child, but don't take no lives to where, or do nothing crazy to where you trick yourself out of being in your child's life. So you got it. Consult a therapist, nigga. I don't know. Or people, not niggas.
No, facts. Sum it up, though.
Yeah.
Think with that big head, not your little one.
Yes.
You know. But before we get up out of here, though, what you got next? What's next on tap for Eager and Bliss?
Next, man, a lot, man. I have a lot of great plans. The biggest message behind the brand Eager to Live and Blessed with Life is to preserve life, along with going for your dreams. So on our Instagram, Eager and Blessed, we give people gems on how to preserve life. So on Mondays, we do a segment called Medi Monday. We're providing you with little nuggets on things you can do to promote or preserve your physical health, mental health, emotional health. Walk 20 minutes a day, consult a therapist. Like, you know, it's a lot of information being promoted right now to elevate people. So the brand is tapping into that because we're more than just clothing. You know what I'm saying? So if you put this clothing on, you're for that, preserving your life and elevating your life. You're eager to live. You want to live, like waking up, want to live, wanting to go for it, not just waking up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got to do this today. You don't have to do that. You feel me? You're doing what you want to do. You're comfortable. Let's get uncomfortable. Let's go for something greater. So I have a lot of creative projects coming up, fun commercials. I'm teaming up with therapists to kind of lead Medi Monday. So I want to team up. I'm going to team up with different entities to kind of promote the lifestyle of the brand more. And right now we have our Eager to Love collection out. As you can see, I'm rocking one of the t-shirts now. This t-shirt is actually not available, but I have the hoodie version of this that's available at eagerandblessed.com. Y'all can cop the hoodie right now. Yeah, so more tips to benefit the community. New styles coming out. I'm going to be doing a lot, man. Some speeches, you know what I'm saying? Community service. It's a lot. So,
Sure sound like you got a shit ton of playing.
shit ton of playing. I don't want to over talk it, but definitely I would like, if you like what I'm kicking, definitely go to the website, cop some merch, and please follow the Instagram to actually support the brand and, socialize with us. Don't just be I really dislike people who watch and don't interact. Unfollow me, please, 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 please. Unfollow Eager and Blessed on Instagram if you're not with it, please, because I don't need the numbers for the look. That's not what this is. I'd rather have 2 followers, but they support me. You know what I'm saying? So,
nah, most definitely, I like that. Go tap in on my guy. Got that Eager to Love collection out right now.
Yes, sir.
Eagerandblessed.com.
And I had this on the table for a prop, but John, this is yours too. This is from a previous collection.
We got gifts.
Yeah. Shout out to LGNDLINE, man. Y'all can catch me on LGNDLINE too. Previous episode dropped this week. Me and my boy Chance got D White, and John, head honcho, the doctor. Plug.
I'm just trying to get in where I can fit in.
You feel me? But yeah, man. Yeah, so.
Nah, I definitely appreciate you sitting down with me. This was a dope interview, bro.
Appreciate it.
Again.
Appreciate it.
Tap in on my guy, Eager and Bless.
Yes, sir.
Get up out of here.